ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन
यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11, text number 32 and 33. सम आत्मजैर दृष्टिभिर अंतरात्मना। जैर दृष्टिभिर अंतरात्मना। दुरंत भावाः परिरभीरे पतिं। निरुद्धम अपि आश्रवद्। अम्बु नेत्रयोर विलज्जतिनाम भृगुवर्य वैकलवात्।
वय कैकल्यावास
तम आत्मजैरदृष्टिभिर अंतरात्मना तम आत्मजैरदृष्टिभिर अंतरात्मना दुरंत भावाः परीरभीः पतिं
तुरंत भावा परिरेभीरे
पतिं
पति
निरुद्धम् अपि आश्रवत् अम्बुनेत्रयोर् आश्रवत् अम्बुनेत्रयोर् विलज्जतिनां भृगुवर्य वैकल्वात्
विलज्जतिनां भृगवय वत्सवत्सिनां
तं him Atmajay
आत्मने
by the sun,
by the sun,
Drishtivihi
Drishtivi
by the sight,
by the sight,
Antar Atmana
Antaratmanam
by the innermost part of the heart,
by the innermost part of the heart,
Duranta Bhavaha
Duranta Bhavaha
inseparable ecstasy,
inseparable ecstasy,
Parirabhire
Parira Bhire
embrace,
embrace,
Patim
Pati
husband,
husband,
Niruddham
Virudam
choked up,
Chokrat,
Api
Api
in spite of,
in spite of,
Ashravat
Ashravat,
tears,
yes,
Ambu
Ambu,
like drops of water,
like drops of water,
Netrayo
Netrayo,
from the eyes,
from the eyes,
Vilajattinam
Vilajastinam,
of those situated in shyness,
of those situated in shyness,
Bhruguvarya,
Bhuvarya,
O chief of the Bhrugus,
O chief of the Bhuku,
Vaiklavat
Vaislavas,
inadvertently,
inadvertently,
translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shratota. The insuperable ecstasy was so strong that the queens who were shy first embraced the Lord in the innermost recesses of their hearts. Then they embraced Him visually, and then they sent their sons to embrace Him, which is equal to personal embracing. But O chief among the Bhrigus, though they tried to restrain their feelings, they inadvertently shed tears. Please repeat. The insuperable ecstasy
the inseparable ecstasy
was so strong
was so strong
that the queens
that the king
who were shy
who were shy
first embraced the Lord
first embraced the Lord
in the innermost recesses of their hearts.
in the innermost recesses of their heart.
Then they embraced Him visually,
Then they embraced Him spiritually,
and then they sent their sons
and then they sent their sons
to embrace Him.
to embrace Him.
But O chief among the Bhrigus,
O chief among them who,
though they tried to restrain their feelings,
though they tried to restrain their feelings,
they inadvertently shed tears.
they inadvertently shed tears.
Purport. Although due to feminine shyness there were many hindrances to embracing their dear husband, Lord Shri Krishna, the queens performed that act by seeing Him, by putting Him in the course of their hearts, and by sending their sons to embrace Him. Still, the act remained unfinished, and tears rolled down their cheeks despite all endeavors to check them. One indirectly embraces the husband by sending the son to embrace him because the son is developed as part of mother's body. The embrace of the son is not exactly the embrace of husband and wife from the sexual point of view, but the embrace is satisfaction from the affectionate point of view. The embrace of the eyes is more effective in the conjugal relation, and thus, according to Srila Jiva Goswami, there is nothing wrong in such an exchange of feeling between husband and wife. 33. यद्यपि असौ पार्श्वगतो रहो गतस् यद्यपि असौ पार्श्वगतो रहो गतस् तथापि तस्याङ्घ्रियुगं नवं नवं तथापि तस्याङ्घ्रियुगं नवं नवं पदे पदे कविरमेत तत्पदाच् पदे पदे कविरमेत तत्पदाच् चलापि यच्छिर्न जहाति कर्हिचित् चलापि यच्छिर्न जहाति कर्हिचित् Although Lord Shri Krishna was constantly by their side, as well as exclusively alone, his feet appeared to them to be newer and newer. The goddess of fortune, although by nature always restless and moving, could not quit the Lord's feet. So what woman can be detached from these feet, having once taken shelter of them? Purport. Conditioned living beings are always after the favor of the goddess of fortune, although by nature she is moving from one place to another. In the material world, no one is permanently fortunate, however clever one may be. There have been so many big empires in different parts of the world. There have been so many powerful kings all over the world. And there have been so many fortunate men, but all of them have been liquidated gradually. This is the law of material nature. But spiritually, it is different. According to Brahma Samhita, the Lord is served very respectfully by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. They are always in a lonely place also with the Lord. But still, the association of the Lord is so inspiringly newer and newer that they cannot quit the Lord for a moment, even though they are by nature very restless and are moving about. The spiritual relation with the Lord is so enlivening and resourceful that no one can leave the company of the Lord once having taken shelter of Him. The living beings are by constitution feminine by nature. The male or enjoyer is the Lord, and all manifestations of his different potencies are feminine by nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, the living beings are designated as Para Prakriti, or the superior potency. The material elements are Apara Prakriti, or inferior potency. Such potencies are always employed for the satisfaction of the employer on the enjoyer. The supreme enjoyer is the Lord Himself, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 5.29. The potencies, therefore, when engaged directly in the service of the Lord, revive the natural color, and thus there is no disparity in the relation of the potent and potency. Generally, people engaged in service are always seeking some post under the government or the supreme enjoyer of the state. Since the Lord is the supreme enjoyer of everything in or outside the universe, it is happiness to be employed by Him. Once engaged in the supreme government service of the Lord, no living being wishes to be relieved from that engagement. The highest perfection of human life is to seek some employment under the Lord's supreme service. That will make one extremely happy. One need not seek the moving goddesses of fortune without the relation of the Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tam Atma Jair Drishtibhir Antaratmana Duranta Bhavaha Parirebheri Patim Niruddham Api Ashravat Ambunetrayor Vilajattinam Braghuvarya Vaiklavat. The insuperable ecstasy was so strong that the queens who were shy first embrace the Lord in the innermost recesses of their hearts. Then they embrace him visually, and then they send their sons to embrace him. But O chief among the Bhrigus, though they try to restrain their feelings, they inadvertently shed tears. यद्यपि असौ पार्श्वगतो रहो गतस् तथापि तस्याङ्घ्रि युगं नवं नवम् पदे पदे कविरमेत तत्पदाच् चलापि यच्छिर्न जहाति करहिचित्. Although Lord Shri Krishna was constantly by their sides as well as exclusively alone, his feet appeared to them to be newer and newer. The goddess of fortune, although by nature always restless and moving, could not quit the Lord's feet. So what woman can be detached from those feet, having once taken shelter of them? This is a very, very wonderful instructions for us, Etiquette. The first verse is about etiquette. But how when the husband and wife, they meet each other after a long time or whatever period, and when the rest of the family is present, how the lady of the house has to welcome the husband. Here it says that these queens first embrace Krishna in their heart. That's it. And then, so that means they did not even open their eyes. The moment they saw him, they were so pleased that they felt his presence in their heart. And then they opened their eyes and they saw him. And they embraced him visually. So this is interesting. We do that, right? But here, the difference is this is spiritual, it's not material. People do that in what is called a distant love. But sometimes just by looking, you feel that you like that thing or something like that. But here, it's Lord Krishna. But through Krishna, they are instructing us. So they did not rush to Krishna to embrace him. They're still shyly standing there, and they send their sons. And Srila Prabhupada explains that because the sons are the part of the mother, part of the body of the mother. So it's as good as the mother going and embracing him. Very nice social etiquette. And of course they could not control themselves. They did not want to, when somebody comes, you don't cry. When you're happy, of course they say crying in happiness. So that's exactly what is here. And these tears, by the way, are sweet. When we cry for Krishna, the tears are sweet. Generally, otherwise, when we cry, the tears are salty. So sometimes people say, "Oh, I was standing there and I was crying in front of Krishna. The moment I saw Krishna." So first, you should ask, "Did you taste your tear? Was it salty or was it sweet? If it is salty, that means it is a material tear, nothing to do with Krishna." This is there in the scripture. It says that when you cry for Krishna, then your tears become very sweet. Tears are generally salty, right? The saline. It has saline. So in the next one, these queens are compared to Lakshmi Devi. They are Lakshmi Devi. As we see Brahma Samhita, hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. So these queens, they're all serving Krishna. They're all Lakshmis. So although they are by his side, and alone also, like Krishna expanded and he did not make a big show. Okay, all 16,000 stand in one line there. And then, no. He went to each one of them to their palaces. And they're always with him. Lakshmi is always with Narayana. Although in the Puranas we see that sometimes she leaves Narayana. But that's just a Leela. She's never without Narayana. So here, what is the point here in talking about that? Because although they are always there, but when they see Krishna's lotus feet, tathapi, still, what did they see? Krishna's lotus feet. Angri Yugam. Krishna's lotus feet. Angri Yugam. Sometimes it is called Panchangri. Panchangri means like lotus. So they were looking to them, Navam, Navam, 2 times. Never and never. Pade, Pade. In every step. In every step they were seeing Krishna's lotus feet as new and new. You know that. So what is the meaning of that? The meaning is that something new you want to focus on, right? You want to see it more and more. Oh, the same lotus feet, we are seeing it every day. If we do in that mood, I don't have to take darshan of the lotus feet, you know. I did it yesterday and the same thing. But we should take the lesson from this queen. For living with him, we even don't live, you know, we just see the lotus feet maybe once in a day, twice in a day, not even once in a day. Don't even see sometimes, you know, we just look at the face and go. So these Shris, this goddess of fortune, they are generally, we know that Lakshmi Devi is also called Chanchala. Krishna is called Chanchalapati. So although they are moving always Chanchala, but they cannot go away from Krishna's lotus feet, you know. So if somebody's natural situation is that the person is very restless, you ask him to sit quiet at one place, that's the biggest punishment, right? You see that with the children. You ask the child who is a very naughty, playful child, the biggest punishment he gets is you are grounded. Sit in one place. Don't move. Can't do it. But here, Lakshmi Devi, who's, you know, like ready to go, but she doesn't want to go. For the sake of having darshan of Krishna's lotus feet. So we should not underestimate the potency of the lotus feet. And the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains a few more points, you know. Here in the translation, Sutta Goswami says, what woman can be detached from those feet? Having taken shelter, once you take shelter of that lotus feet, how can you be detached? But the point is that we don't take the shelter. We just say we have taken shelter, we have not taken shelter. That's why, so whenever somebody moves away, it's not because of his karma and this and that, you know. People talk of all that. No. It's because you have still not taken the shelter. Because once you've taken the shelter, there is no way. No way you can be away from that. Here is the classic proof. And they are not ordinary souls. So Prabhupada is comparing them to, you know, the mundane. In our society, what we have, you know, somebody rich or something, you know, but you may be very fortunate, but you are not always fortunate. You know. Otherwise, Krishna would not have talked about Sukha and Dukkha. He would not have told Arjuna that you have to tolerate that happiness and distress. Oh, you are born in a Kaurav family, you are the prince, so you are happy. No. Now somebody may say, oh, they had to undergo all those problems, you know. What about Duryodhana? He didn't have to go any problem. He got the kingdom, he got everything, but was he happy? He was so scared of losing the battle, you know. He told Bhishma, oh, somehow or the other you save us. I don't want to die. I want to enjoy this kingdom. So, we have to serve the only enjoyer. Bhokta Ram. Who's that? Sri Krishna. Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada quotes from Bhagavad Gita 5.29. He is the only enjoyer, and we are all, if we serve him, then we also enjoy. We are the para prakriti. Apara prakriti, para prakriti. Para means superior. Because we can move, we can do things. The river and the mountains, they are apara prakriti. They also want to serve Krishna, but they cannot. They have to be one place, or river has to flow in particular direction like that. So they are controlled. We have some little freedom. Not that we are not controlled. We are also controlled, but we have some little freedom. At least we can decide whether we want to serve or we don't want to serve. That much choice we have. So another wonderful shloka, wonderful description, and most importantly, wonderful instruction. So I'd like to stop here. If you have any question, comment, please let me know. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.